Okay, if you've been following along, we're in chapter 3 of my book, We Aren't Going Back, A History of Women's Social Progress Over 200 Years. We're on chapter 3, The Story of Nancy Kelsey, and we're talking about what happened when they arrived at Fort Laramie. Hold on to your hats. So, when describing what happened at Fort Laramie, the original author of An Ordinary Woman, Cecelia Holland, she states it best. So I'm going to quote what she wrote about what happened to Nancy and the rest of the group. Okay, ready? At Fort Laramie, the settlers auctioned off the goods of the late George Shotwell and pumped the fort's inhabitants for useful information about their course to come. Nobody had any advice about getting to California. They recounted instead more of the grim stories of mountain men venturing out past the Salt Lake and dying, or nearly dying, of thirst. Somebody remembered that Jed Smith, legendary wanderer, who had gone everywhere and done everything, crossed that country west to east one winter, came into the rendezvous almost dead, and went around the desert, not through it, thereafter. Somebody else remembered that Joe Walker had crossed it in 1833. Two more of the men in the settlers' party, well, they dropped out. They headed back east. But another man joined them, an aging, one-eyed mountain man named Richard Phelan, who had been resident at Laramie when the settlers arrived. Phelan's interest had attached itself to the sole single woman in the group, Nancy Kelsey's sister-in-law, the widow Gray. Single white women were an extraordinary rarity on the far frontier, and most such women could look forward to a steady pressure of blandishments and proposals. All the while the pioneers were at the fort, Phelan squired the widow around, helping her carry laundry and haul water. Mrs. Gray was understandably pleased. Besides the flattery of his admiration, she was a lone woman, and a man's help came in handy. When the party left Fort Laramie, Phelan went with her, and when they reached the Green River rendezvous, Phelan married her. Under most circumstances, Phelan wouldn't have been many people's choice for a brother-in-law. Out here on the edge of the Rockies, he was a real prize. With his knowledge of the wilderness, his rifle, his horse and gear, Nancy must have thought shrewdly that Widow Gray had made a good match. So yeah, that's how people connected and got together as they were on the Oregon Trail heading to California. Interesting, huh? All right, see you in the next video.